All right, you guys. So, welcome to Monday evening's group healing. This is something that I've been considering creating as a monthly thing. So, if this resonates with you, by all means, we will be doing this as a community together for the collective and would love your feedback on it as well. Like I said, I would love for you guys to just set an intention for yourself, whether it's just getting grounding, clearing, releasing anxiety, increasing my immune system, whatever that might be, write it down and just sort of hold that into your heart. Oftentimes, when I do group healings, it will be for a general statement. And then sometimes pocket stuff comes out specifically for people that are in the group, or it will have meaning for like three people and greater meaning for like seven people with some other messaging. And so you may resonate with one piece, you may not feel connected to others. That's totally okay. If you were a part of this group healing and you set an intention and were not on the call, you still will receive healing. Now it will impact you now, but you'll be able to witness it or watch it, take it in and let it land on a deeper level after you watch the recording. I also recommend for everybody to watch it again if you have time, or listen to it because sometimes information comes through and I talk really fast. And so it's hard sometimes for it to fully land. Does anybody have any questions before we begin? Okay. So you'll hear me say this piece jumps into the crystal. I'm going to be holding on to this clear quartz crystal. And then at the end of the session, I energetically blow it into the crown of your head and into your heart. If any power animals come through, because back in the day, shamanism was this connection with all things of the earth and having a relationship with it, from a tree all the way down to a canary. And the meaning of a canary is going to be different than the meaning of like a shark. A shark is never going to turn into a canary or vice versa. It's always going to hold that sort of archetypal meaning behind it. And so at the end of this session, I will read any meanings of any power animals that come through, and then I will pull a card for us as well. If anyone has any questions or wants to share or talk about what they're experiencing, what they experienced, you're more than welcome. If you feel like being completely silent and just taking everything in, that is completely okay too. Understand that this is 100% about you and not me. I'm merely just a vessel to bring the information through to help assist for your greater good and for the highest good of all. I'm going to be putting on some drumming music in the background. It just sort of helps my brain shift gears, we can call it. And I would really love for you guys to just do a quick audit, a check-in on how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically now, and then how you feel at the end of the session as well. Make sure nobody can access me. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be assisting you, helping you, and a part of this community of humans together. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. All right. If you want to turn your video off, you're welcome to. I will begin. We will go about 20, 30 minutes, and then I will pull us back out. And I am just going to mute everyone. Okay. Amazing. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, I need to set the timer, otherwise it'll go forever. Spirit guides, guardians, ascended masters, please join me. Power animals, directions, elements, please step in. We make our way to the sacred tree and we bring her an offering. We ask that we may enter with this group and in honor of this group, and we are granted. We make our way through middle world, lower worlds, and out to the galactic space. And I call out that I'm looking for any soul parts, any helping spirits, any messages that are ready to come through at this time. Given that this group is coming here for a group healing, an individual healing, what is it that they need to know, do, see, feel, or heal in order for them to gain clarity, understanding, clearing, healing? And please bring this information through with ease and with grace. So the first thing that I am being shown is actually a flamingo, and it's balancing on one leg. So I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. It's almost like some people are really feeling like they're feeling called to get into warmer weather. I feel like the majority of the people are on the call are in colder environments. And so there's just this sort of like call to feel that warmth, kind of like Cheyenne was saying. I love it when the sun is out. So it's almost like they're trying to acknowledge that intuitive call for them to get into a place where there is actual warmth. The other thing that's coming through is this element of balancing on one leg. And so I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. Really feels like a lot of you, I can feel this in the heart center. A lot of you are really stepping up and stepping in. You're clearing out these old shells, these old impressions of who you were, who you thought you needed to be in order for you to succeed. It's this like in the color, I have a lot of goosebumps in my legs. This feels like it's like activating this grounding and confirming energy. A lot of you are like allowing yourself to be more vibrant. This is what it's showing me. Like the color of the pink and the flamingo is vibrant. And and on top of this vibrancy, there's this level of being able, like, sort of to balance. And they're showing me it's like something happened, whether it's recent or in the past, that's still kind of been this wavering. We can call it like an echo or a frequency that kind of kicked the other leg off, like from out from underneath you. And from that point, you've been able to like find a really sturdy ground with this one leg. And it's very interesting because it's showing me it's the right leg. So the left leg has been lifted. So there's this overarching healing of the left side, which is it's the feminine side to us. The right side is the masculine receiving, the left side is our feminine. And so I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. It's almost like we've been so grounded, we've been so balanced, we've found this really strong footing on our right side, in our strength, in this divine masculine part of you. And that divine masculine is not, it has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with the way you think, feel, talk, move, act, or don't act. The divine feminine is all about taking charge. It's all about having a plan. It's all about knowing where you're going to go. And so it feels like they're bringing this information through to tell you it's okay to take your left foot down. It's okay to stand on both of your feet. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. And it's so interesting because I see it's almost like this left side, this leg has been like kinked up for so long. It feels slightly achy, and it feels like it's like I don't want to say fatigued, but just a little bit. Like it's time to kind of shift the weight back into the left and feel what that feels like. And they're even telling me, like, notice how you're sitting. Are you leaning more over to your right side? Are you shifting more of your weight over to the right? And this is something that they're telling me as an action item that all of us can do throughout the day is to notice where your weight is. Is your weight more in your left foot or more in your right? Is it forward? Is it back? because this shows this energy of how you are actually showing up in the world for yourself and for everyone around you, because we are magnetic. And so if our energy is off and our polarity is slightly shifted to the right, to that masculine side, we need that left intuitive side. We need the feminine side. We need the emotional side. We need the feeling side. We need the I'm going to change my mind and go a different direction and turn and go down a different route side to you, because both are extremely important. So it feels like on a collective level, everybody's like ready to drop that left foot down. Everybody's ready to shift that weight over and to allow ourselves to feel into our intuition. This is very interesting because this has kind of been like a messaging for me over the last week, especially around letting go of what you feel is right and doing what your intuition is telling you. This is part of the inner compass that I talk about in my book. It's that part of you that doesn't necessarily make sense with their decisions, but trusts that what they're doing is for the best for themselves, even if anyone around them can't see or understand why you are doing what you're doing. There's just this level of inner knowing. And that's what they're saying is like, ultimately, this healing is about trusting in your intuition and letting go of all these preconceived notions of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, because all of those really at the end of the day are moot points. They are moot points. And so there's this call for all of us to step into this place of neutrality and give yourself permission to feel just a little bit more than you have before, not getting drenched in it. It doesn't feel like anyone on this call is the type of person that sort of basks in the emotional pool. And if you have, you're not doing it as much anymore. So there's this message of recognizing you have shifted. A lot of people feel afraid of being in feeling, because the feeling can feel as if like it's a current that takes you out of control. And what they're telling us is you've got such a sturdy ground on the right side. You've become unwavering that you will not allow yourself to get caught up in that current of feeling. But that feeling is what they're saying is going to help you better intuit what's best for you, but also the communication that's happening with the world around you. It's like they're showing me like it's like a radio, like you're tuning your radio system where you can actually hear the different frequencies. Some of you are able to hear the thoughts of people before they actually say anything, and you can actually detect if what they're saying is the same thing, is what you're hearing them say in a non-audible way that they're actually saying in an audible way. You're able to feel and identify the harmonies and the incongruencies of those. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. Being shown like somebody standing and they feel very alone, and it's like not dark out. It's not bright out either. It's kind of like in between, but there's just a ton of wind. And it's like they're holding on to something really tight. They're like clenching onto it, as if they won't let it go. Like this thing is so damn important to them. And they're just sort of like weeping. So I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. It's like there's this feeling of grieving. Like, and maybe that's the piece, right? We're taking our left foot down, we're allowing ourselves to feel, and now this emotional state is sort of coming up. Like, there are parts in order for us to move forward and to do the thing that you want to do, to have the thing that you want to have, to release the thing that you're ready to let go of. We actually have to give ourselves permission to feel all the way through whatever it is that's still blocked up and stored inside of you, because from an alchemical level, that is like, it's heavy, right? A lot of people say, I'm going through a heavy time. A lot of people have heard me say that recently. Like, this is heavy. What I've gone through is heavy. It literally weighs you down and it holds you back from taking action in your life. And this thing, this feeling of I'm feeling like bits of shame. Like there's a part of some of you that are feeling like bad about the things that you did or the way that you said things or the way that you acted in the past, and that's holding you back. And then there's these feelings of like, we still can't let go of certain people. We still can't let go of certain, it's like looping. It's like as soon as you start to think about that thing from the past, it immediately loops you into this, like, I don't want to say a trauma cycle, but this cycle where you just are consistently thinking about it so much to the point where you really can't focus on the thing in the future, the thing that you want to go to. So I'm just going to have my guides work on clearing that energy up for you and see if there's anything else that wants to come through around that. It's interesting because that person that was holding that thing, they didn't show me what it was, but all of a sudden I'm now seeing like a candle and the candle's lit. So I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. I'm hearing enlightenment. So I'm going to ask what they mean by that. There's just parts like they're saying over the next 7 days, especially like from now to the next 7 days, there's going to be this lightening, this shifting. If there's some of you that have been confused about something in particular, answers will come through, shifts will happen, particular like experiences will surface in order for you. And now the owl spirit animal is coming through. So we'll take a look at that. Um, that is going to help you create some clarity so that you can see where you felt in the dark, because this person that was showing me, they were showing me that was in the wind and in that space of sadness, felt so alone. And that I feel ringing very true in my body as I say that. There's this part of us, even though we're all on this call together for this group healing as a group, everyone, not everyone, but for the most part, there's a good amount of you that have felt so alone. And whatever this thing is that you've been looking to create answers, guidance, clearing around, it's going to create this like lightning, this shifting for you so that you feel this like candle of hope. You feel this spark forming. You see it's almost like you're able there, it's like they're helping you piece together. And some of you, it's like a 10-year journey they're showing me. Like you've been working on some of this stuff for 10 years now. And you can look back at at like where you were at 10 years ago and where you are at today. And it's like there's this part of you, like your future self is like, hey, remind yourself of your past self and look at where you were 10 years ago and how maybe isolated you felt, or that circumstance hadn't necessarily occurred, but it brought you to this juncture of maybe feeling isolated so that you can finally let go of all the fears of the what ifs and the insecurities and the judgments of the world around you to fully show up in that bright, vibrant flamingo energy. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. Some of you are ready to step into leadership. I'm seeing like a crown. So I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're showing this to me at this time. And that's the fear, like that's that scariness of like, do I have what it takes? Can I be a leader? But there's a lot of you that you've been grueling over the last, they say 5 years, 5 months. You can take a look at where your life is specifically, where you've been really pushed to step in more of a leadership role. And these insecurities, fears, rejection, stuff from the past is like it's like being swept away. Like the wind is taking it away. And that's why they're showing me like this wind around this person. So this piece jumps into the crystal. Hmm. Being shown like a road trip, being shown like some of you thinking of maybe taking some time out, or you're on the way to actually take a trip towards somebody. So I'm going to ask why they're showing this to me at this time. They're really saying it's like, yes, maybe some of you are doing that, but also it's like about the journey. They're telling you it's about the journey. Let go of like the destination and trust in the journey because everything is an adventure. And it feels like everyone's trying to look too far into the future, and they're telling you to step right into this present moment and look at how every day has been an adventure for you. Like it could be going to the post office, right? But like maybe you had a cool conversation with somebody there or the person behind the counter. It's like they're asking you to get more finite with looking for the clues and the information that, and this was actually coming through before I even got on the call. Like everybody has support. So this place of feeling like they're alone is actually not true and never true. You're actually never alone. Even A, because you're with yourself. And there's this relationship that we have with ourselves, with our bodies, right? But also there's this idea, right? Whether it's spiritual or religious or agnostic, whatever it is, there's this support system that's trying to guide you. You can call it whatever you want. But all of you that are on this call and that are a part of this group healing, you guys are ready, again, stepping into that left side of the left leg of the flamingo to allow yourself to trust in to those hits, those heart whispers, those moments where something says something in your head, like go talk to that person. Or, something tells you to, instead of go to the gym, go to this other place and go do this workout, go do this group workout, go whatever that may be. And once you get there, then you start to have these peculiar, interesting coincidences, synchronistic moments, connections with people you never thought or people that you'd seen. And the timing was right for you to finally meet them. And again, this is going back into that place of trusting that you know what is best for you, trusting that the insights that you are given are not wrong. And that's what feels like is really like the pulse. They're saying it's the pulse of the healing tonight. It's the pulse. And they're like, trust in the beat of your own drum, like trust in the rhythm, trust in the pace. And now they're saying trust in the speed at which you are moving. Let go of this idea that you're not doing it fast enough or you're already too late, because though we operate in time and three-dimensional reality, that's not how manifesting operates in. Manifesting operates on a whole different quantum mechanical level. It's like 4 billion clocks all working at the same time, not in rhythm, but combined and connected and synchronistic all at one. And so that's where this whole quagmire of like, oh, I'm going to just show up and go do this thing and I'm going to try this new exercise out, or maybe I'm going to go to a sports game that I never, really considered or didn't really like, or go to hockey or whatever the case may be. They're saying go. They're saying let go of the fear of screwing up. Let go of the fear of showing up. Let go of the fear of, and what they're saying is not being enough, not being good enough. Because everything that you have and everything that you've gone through and everything that you want to do is perfect. It's perfectly matched, like into your own cadence, into your own clockwork, into your own system. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. There's also a really big story around the collective fairy tale. Like they're showing me like Disney. Like it's a bunch of BS. And all of us are, sort of letting go of these collective paradigms that have been programmed into the people that we are now beginning to see. That's what's creating the suffering for us. And all of you on this call are ready to let go. It's like you've been butting up against this, like, well, isn't this the way it quote unquote should be? Shouldn't I be on this path, or I'm this age, I should have already, or I shouldn't have to go through this sort of thing. And they are saying it is creating a lot of turmoil and suffering in a lot of you. Like I can feel the heartbeat going. So we're just working on clearing up that story and bringing it through and recognizing that it's an illusion, and we're shattering that right now. We're shattering that illusion it's creating a lot of nervous anxiety in a lot of you. And so we're just pulling that out the bottoms of the feet and helping to ground your energy back into your body and into that earth energy. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. This is odd. They don't really tell me to do stuff when I'm on calls like this, but they're asking for each one of you to take your right hand and place it onto your belly. So I'm going to ask what this is about and why they're guiding us to do this at this time. They want you to feel yourself, like feel your physical body, reconnect with it. Underneath all of the layers that I've just spoke is about you actually being fully in your body, is what they're telling me. Like fully being in, all the way from the tips of the toes to the top of the head to every end of the hair that's on it. And starting from that place of the belly and feeling the gut, feeling the stomach, which is the area energetically from your what I call magnetic centers, aka chakras. The stomach holds the largest amount of organs of all of your system. And this is that place of processing and digesting. This is like where we learn how to truly let go of the things, not only from food, but from experiences. So they just want you to take a moment to bring your attention to your hand and feel the warmth in your hand, feel your skin, feel your stomach, go into the detail of it. Feel your body expand and contract as you inhale and as you exhale. And they're also asking you to feel the energy emitting from your hand, not just the heat, but the energy. It's like each one of you on this call are all healers in your own regard. And you have forgotten that you can heal yourself. You have forgotten the power that you truly hold in the relationship with just you, with your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, and why you came here, like your own personal mission. And that personal mission requires the physical body. Your consciousness in 3 dimension is in third dimensional form. This physical form is denser than your thoughts and your feelings and your ideas. And there's energy around impatience and expectation. Again, going back into that place of it's not enough, I'm not fast enough, I'm not working, like time is of the essence sort of thing. But they're saying you have to remember, like you're in denser material form. And so the actions, even though you can see where you want to go and where and how you want to get there, there is this place of trusting in when the outcome will occur for you based off of the inner connection that you have within yourself, not the connection that you have with anyone else around you or anything else around you, but truly honoring and embracing the magnificence of your own physical body, what it has gone through up until this very moment, and what it is intending to experience in the future because of your dreams and your passions, as well as your pain points. I'm feeling a lot of energy in the throat at this point, so I'm going to ask what this is about. It's like tight on the right side, and it's like almost hard to breathe. So I'm going to ask why they're showing this to me at this time. There is this place for you about speaking your truth, and not just speaking your truth, but like speaking. And that's why they had us like connect in with our body, speaking from that authentic self. Speaking from that place is like this inner child that's wanting to come through and step up as the adult. Not to have like the temper tantrums, right? But to be fully engaged with their emotional intelligence so that they can bring through those talents that will help not only yourself, but everyone and everything around you. I don't know if somebody, I heard heart attack. I'm not quite sure what that means. If somebody is experiencing, like somebody that just had a heart attack, somebody that just experienced a friend that had a heart attack, as well as like the again, that place of broken heart, which it's like coming back up, coming back up. So I'm going to ask why they're showing this to me at this time. Feels like this inner child piece is butting up against that illusion, right, of the paradigm that we were talking about. Like it's like conflicted. And so I'm gonna ask what we need to do to help clear this energy up. That's what they're saying is gonna happen in the next 7 days. And I go, oh my gosh, I feel it in the throat. It's like I kept hearing, I am enough, I'm enough, what I have is enough. And it started to clench, clench, clench. So I'm just working on clearing up that energy in the throat for everybody because the throat is another huge piece of creation. What you think turns into reality for us based off of what we feel. And so there's just this point for some of us that it's almost like we all had this like really cool idea when we were kids that life was so magical and fun. And then we woke up, we got older and we're like, this is crap. This is not what I thought. It's like what they're showing, right? And we're like, there's this disappointment, right? And then we're looking at our age and how far we've come based off of this gauge of what, look what we think success looks like. And that's they're trying to rip, like they're trying to pull us away from this idea of what success is, because it has nothing to do with things that you've obtained. It has everything to do with the treasures that you've captured along the way, you've formed, you've created like a diamond in the rough. And so this piece jumps into the crystal. Now I'm seeing everybody in like a big circle holding hands. So I'm going to ask what this is about. Yeah, it's like almost like we've have felt like we're on this like journey of life, isolated. crystal. Like we're on this journey isolated, but then we start to see like how interrelated we actually are. That's what it feels like is happening. So they're reminding me in Mayan culture, it's called In Lakesh Alakin, which means I am you and you are me. And it feels like they're like, and we're just gonna leave it at that. Like, remember, in Lakesh Alakin, I am you and you are me. How can you see yourself in another? How can you see yourself in another from people that are going through what you went through and you've gained wisdom from, and also the people that are crushing it and you want to become like them? How can you see yourself in another? And so this piece jumps into the crystal. See if there's anything else that wants to come through. They're just wrapping the circle with gold light and protective energy. They're bringing energy to the top of the head and the root of our feet to help allow us to receive the messaging from our, allowing us to come into those and hear, not only just like allow them to come in, but actually acknowledge these higher callings, these invitations, these ideas that come out of nowhere, and to trust them, either write them down or start acting on them because they were gifted to you because you are ready for it. You're ready to bring it through and you have all the tools that you need in order for you to do it. And if you don't know, you will figure it out. The right people, places, and things will come into your life as a result of this new awakening and this new enlightening. Okay, I'm going to have my guides take us back from where we are to where we began. We're moving out of the galactic space through lower world, middle world, back into our bodies. And I'm going to blow these parts into everybody's crown of their head and into their heart. And then I'm going to rattle to bring all parts of me back to me and all parts of you back to you. Okay. All right, you guys. All right, I am going to read to you the meaning of the flamingo. You can put your screen back on to see, or you can just keep it off. If you would like to, you can make a comment on if you're noticing any difference in how you're feeling energetically, emotionally, physically. The flamingo, it says avoid loud, noisy events. If the flamingo shows up, avoid loud, noisy events in any chaotic or frenzied situations. Be ruthlessly honest with yourself as you check in and see if you're following your inner truth. Significantly increase the amount of vegetables in your diet that contain beta carotene, such as carrots, broccoli, and spinach, before taking action on the question before you. Balance the information you're getting physically or intuitively by thinking it through carefully and logically. They're saying you may have been avoiding yourself. You've been isolating yourself for too long, which I think comes back into the whole seeing that person feeling alone. So it's now time to seek out the company and companionship of others. That's really cool. And so it says to call on flamingo. And when you want to call on flamingo, it's just like think of a flamingo or say in your head, I'm calling the flamingo. And that when you're experiencing situations like you've been called to do any sort of a performance or audition, some of you stepping up into leadership and you want to do your best. You're involved in any activity with a large group of people and you're nervous about it. So again, there's that concept of like being social and seeing your interrelating with people, that was coming through at the end of the session. You want to sort and sift through those people and elements in your life that are either compatible with your philosophy and sensibilities or not. You're courting or attracted to someone whom you're quite serious about, and you're willing to move slowly toward a possible intimate relationship with this person. Or you need a healing of the heart, either emotionally or physically. And that was really, I don't ever really remember most of the meanings of these animals. So some of you might really resonate with the flamingo, and it might be one of your like power animals. So, um, if you really resonate with this, or this might be part of your personality, um, the flamingo may be your power animal. If you love to socialize and you enjoy living with large groups of people, such that you have difficulty living on your own or spending time alone. You're more of a follower than a leader. So you have to be careful about whom or what you follow. Because of your ability to shapeshift, you make an excellent actor or performer. And you have a refined ability to filter out things and people in your life and maintain a connection with anything that has a lot of heart. And the owl came through, so we'll take a look at that. So the owl says meditate in silence and in darkness for a few minutes each evening for the next few days and see what is revealed to you. Be alert to any deception on the part of others, whether they're aware of it or not, and look closely behind any guises that they may wear. Lainey's feeling kind of excited. This is a particularly ripe period to tap into the fount of intuitive wisdom. And so if we look back, we can see when that thing came through, but it was all about trusting and stepping onto that left foot, that left side of you. Quietly observe your environment, watching and listening for signs and omens that will give you answers to any questions you may have. So this is a double validation for you. Now is a particularly significant time for prophecy, and you will see, hear, or feel events before they actually happen. And I said some of you can hear people's thoughts. This is another one of those pieces. Your most creative cycle now is at night, so set a time. Yeah, trust in the rhythm of your energy as well. That's another thing. If you're feeling tired, go to sleep. If you're feeling energized, move with it. But it's saying your most creative cycle is at night. So set aside a time in the evening to work on projects. Call on Owl when you're facing a difficult decision, one that has considerable consequences, and you want to make the decision that will reap the best benefits for all concerned. You want to be more discerning about someone as to what is true and what is an illusion. That seems to be coming through for both the flamingo and the owl. You've undertaken a new and challenging course of study, and you want to increase your confidence in your ability to learn this new material. And you want to uncover the hidden qualities, talents, and aspects in yourself and bring them into the light. And then again, if owl is your power animal, you typically see what others don't see, hear what others don't hear, and are able to discern the truth behind any falsehoods. So if you're resonating with this, then this is more validation for you to continue trusting in your intuition. You have a very finely tuned awareness and sensitivity to others. One of your greatest gifts is being able to foresee the future. And you're able to contact the spirit world through clairvoyance and clairaudience. And if anybody has any questions at this point or anything that they want to comment, please comment now while I am pulling a card for all of us. I'm pulling it from, it's called the Shaman's Dream Oracle. This is what the box looks like. It's one of my favorite decks. Okay. Okay. So I pulled, it's called the Jeweled Web. It's a really pretty card, and you can see these like they look like little seahorses, and it says connectivity. So the theme, the three words are connectivity, no separation, and the feeling state. Approaching any oracle requires you to come in with certain expectations. You're either looking for confirmation of what you already know or are attempting to shed light on what eludes you on the obvious path you're on. You're asking whether you will reach a desired goal of some kind. You're rarely able to see beyond memory or projection. And so, naturally, everyone comes to the oracle with a narrow perception of what's possible. Imagine that the answer to your question is not about landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, connecting to a special lover, reaching an end game, or experiencing anything specific. Instead, you discover a shimmery web of jewels you didn't know existed. The world is interconnected. I feel like that was the big theme at the end with everybody holding hands and seeing each other. It is, excuse me, it isn't possible to quote unquote know how any of it works. But know this, what is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you among this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. Who will you be when this is true for you? Can you be that now? Feel that now and practice that. The better you know your path within this web of life, the more it will light up for you. It is celebrating you already. And I feel like that was kind of that messaging of every day is an adventure, trust in the people, trust in the things that are coming through. I think I even said something about jewels. So this is that messaging for you. And then at the bottom of the deck, oops, is above the fray. So it says rising above the fray. Okay. And I feel like this is a really strong messaging for all of us. We are in a very big time of change, especially in America with our new president. I feel like it's creating this big collective stress, both sides for everybody, on top of everyone else's personal life that they're going through. And so this messaging is telling us to rise above the fray. And so I will read that. Oh my gosh, Christy. I don't know if you guys see Christy's.
Oh, so crazy.
It's not. It's
No,
not.
I know it's
This
not.
is what
I love
happens.
it. I love it.
So Christy says, thank you, feeling much lighter. Recently lost a grandparent and grieving that loss. I bought an owl figurine on Friday and just opened a new box of Kleenex before this call with a pink flamingo on it. Love the synchronicity. Okay, so eyes of the eagle, protection, inherent trust rising above the fray. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Yet react to nothing. And that was what I was kind of talking about with being neutral. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures when it meets obstacles. It simply rises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly above the judgment, slings, and arrows and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously, which I feel like was also part of the theme for the session tonight. And it is now 6:30. I'm really bad at going over, so I'm proud of myself. I'm brush my shoulders off for that. Um, Before we close, I want to leave it open if anyone else wants to pop on, if they want to say anything, if they want to leave a little message. Joe T, that was great. Love the Web of Jewels. Stuff about age pressures was really needed. Thank you. I have to go now and we'll listen to the recording. You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. Well, thank you guys for allowing me to give you this session. Thank you so much for being in this group and doing all the work that you're doing on yourself. And I will reach out and just do a check-in with all of you that were on the call. And if you guys have any questions and you want to get another session, maybe one-on-one with me, please reach out. I am so excited to do sessions for people and to help them grow. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sending you guys tons of love and light and joy. And if anything cool happens, you better message me. That's the stuff that I love hearing about, like Christy and her experience and the synchronicity. So pay attention over the next 7 days. And if you feel like privately messaging me over stuff that came up as well, please do. All right, you guys enjoy your evening. Happy Monday, and I will be in touch. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, guys.